happens weeks 2 through 18. Will he be able to deal with the brutality of an NFL season and still be able to, play quarterback week in and week out at a high level, especially dealing with a back injury and being able to prepare and get his teammates prepared. Like, that's one of the toughest things about playing quarterback is when you're missing time out there, you're missing out on all the timing and rhythm and everything else that the wide receivers or even the offensive line is trying to gel throughout the course of the week in preparation for that game. And even though Stafford's played a ton of football, there's guys who played a lot of time with them. There's still new concepts, new things that are installed. And unless you're doing it at full speed, oftentimes you don't feel quite as prepared once you get into the game. So my concern isn't like, well, will he play? Will he get to, no, he's going to be fine week 1. We'll see what the rest of the season looks like and if he's able to make it through healthy.
Get to the cold weather game. Them got dang snow ninjas jump into your back and into your bones. We're gonna find out if he got some defense for that, and his back.
He gonna get got.
We all get got, but sometimes get more than the gotten. You know what I mean? He just got to be on the right side of the getting and the got. You know what I mean? Because if you just keep getting it and getting it and getting it and getting it and giving it and giving it and giving it, then that makes you a taker.
Just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that.
What was the point of that? I don't really know. I don't really know what the point of it was. It just felt good saying it.
Well, look, he's back. He'll be ready to go week 1, and the Rams get a little bit of good news for the opening week.
We are Blackboard! When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results. Faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Gain a global perspective and specialized skills that many of today's top employers are seeking with an MBA from University of Maryland Global Campus. Study online and complete your degree in just 16 months for about $21K. Choose from MBA specializations in global business, marketing, HR, finance, and more. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A crash on what's usually the lighter side of traffic, I-35 going southbound at Onion Creek Parkway. An accident blocks off the 2 right lanes, causing a 10-minute backup from Slaughter. And the opposite direction of I-35 northbound also has an accident at Highway 45, blocking off the left lane. This one has you backed up from Wells Branch Parkway. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs, from quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options. Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
iHeart presents Police coming straight from the underground. Ice Cube bringing truth to power. You know how we do. Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. Taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude. Homies got shot. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Mix and match scents to create your own unique scent combo that is as unique as you are. Mix, match, more happy with Gain.
Find your iHeartRadio everywhere. There are hundreds of ways to experience iHeartRadio at home and on the go, beyond the iPhone and Android app and at iHeartRadio.com. Here's another way to connect to iHeartRadio. Apple CarPlay. Our iOS app comes alive in your car's dashboard with a seamless way to play your favorite music, radio stations, and podcasts. Developed with driver safety in mind, the Apple CarPlay interface was built for simple navigation and to limit driver distraction while making sure you can still access all your favorite content from iHeartRadio. No need to download another app. Just plug or pair your iPhone with your dash, and if CarPlay is available in your vehicle, iHeartRadio will sync automatically. iHeartRadio, everywhere you want to listen, including in your car through Apple CarPlay. Check it out for free now. iHeartRadio, anywhere you want to listen, iHeartRadio is there.
From the Audio Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
Birmingham, England, and Silsbee, Texas.
And wherever you may be listening, this is a Texas Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300. The Zone. It is game week, baby. 4 days away from Texas and Ohio State kicking off the season at the Horseshoe. Texas has a new partnership, and so does AM 1300 The Zone. Coach Sark had his first game week presser. Players give their thoughts. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us at 7:34. The voice of the Texans, Mark Vandermeer, joins us at 8:17. And we will have a special guest joining us at 8 a.m. in studio. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, if you want to leave us a voicemail, because we're going to give you some opportunities to do some things during the season, so you might as well get over there, download the iHeartRadio app. That's always free, and program us as #1 on your preset, #2 for the podcast page. But most importantly, be ready to use that microphone to leave us a voice message, because we got a lot of stuff that's going to be going on once the football season kicks off this weekend. Mark, let's get right into it, because yesterday there was some news that came out of the 40 acres, and there was a partnership that was formed by the University of Texas. And the interesting part about this is, we did not know that. Well, we kind of got the Texas partnership hint over the weekend that there may be something new that will be coming up. But the news came out yesterday, right while we were ending the show, that the Texas Longhorns, University of Texas Longhorn, have had an agreement with a new, I guess you would say, supplement. That's what we would go with. It's called Human with 2 N's. And we've seen it across the country, known as Super Beats. Super Beats is part of this. But now they have now decided that they are going to have a partnership with the University of Texas, which is developed right here, and it helps with cardiovascular breathing, endurance, and Texas has done this. They're the forefront of it. They've been
blood flow,
and it helps everything like that. What are your thoughts on that, Mark?
I think it's good, man. Like the blood flow aspect of it too. When you're trying to recover and you need more oxygen to your blood, so like that's a good thing as long as it meets all of the standards of where you're not cheating.
Well, it definitely is not cheating. It's Super Beats. It's made from beets. It was developed here. I saw that you were talking to Dr. Harden the other day when we were taking our pictures. He agreed. I mean, he was right behind it as well. He was part of it. Mr. Coker and Miss Coker, who I've known since 2009, didn't realize that they were the ones that were behind that. I used to coach their son, Jake, and him and my son, Michael, played basketball together during summer league. And I was like, wait a minute.
I may have to change my brand. I take beats every day.
Yep. But I want you to hear about the development of the legacy of this and how it all came about.
The science came out of the nitric oxide discovery program at the University of Texas, but didn't have a product. John's mission all along, I think, was impacting the way human beings think about their health.
As I was working on this research, I was approached by Coach Eddie Reese.
Eddie Reese, if you've ever been around a competition pool, you've heard the name.
And Eddie took those ideas and used them and saw success with it. So we've taken a lot of this information that we developed for the athlete, and now we apply it to the general population. And by UT and Human coming together, this has really cemented that interaction.
What Human's been able to do in the lab and now taking this into our locker room, the idea that it helps our players with their focus, with their recovery, and our players to have access to it on a daily basis is pretty incredible.
I mean, this is the program that got us launched because of Dr. Ivy and all we did for the nutrition program. That's what this is about.
They're our story. What starts here changes the world. That's a shingle you want to hang your hat on.
Love it. Love it. That's what it's all about. And again, the fact that this is something that has been clinically proven, research brought all the way back, and now they have a sponsorship. The part of the sponsorship, and partnership, part of the partnership is that they have their name on every sporting field. Like every event, there will be this on the field. And Coach Curtis Del Conte was asked about it, and he said, you know, people were like, well, you want to put it on the jerseys? You want to do – he's like, no, the jerseys are sacred, okay? You don't be touching those iconic jerseys, but you can put it on the field and you can see it in different areas. But most importantly, this is something that the players have been using, and Dr. Harden talked about the fact that the players have been drinking the beet juice, and they would come in and hold their nose and when they got ready to take it because they hated it so much. But then now they have it in a spot where you can chewable, you can shake it. It's so many different ways that you can get it that they come back for it, even though they didn't like it at first. So they've been coming to get it, and they know that it helps them with their endurance. It helps them. And it's, like you said, NCAA approved. It's gone through the proper channels.
And you know the athletes want an advantage.
Oh, for sure.
And anything that's legal, that is proven that it's not going to hurt you, and in fact that it's going to add to your endurance and your focus and your recovery, Sign me up.
Yeah. Well, I'm signed up. I got you some. I have some.
Yeah.
I started taking it yesterday after I received it. So we'll see what happens in a few days. Chris Del Conte said he's been taking it for a couple months and he's never felt better. So all these things have a purpose. It's not just, it's just not fluff that's out there in those particular moments. So congratulations to the partnership of the University of Texas and Human, also known as Super Beats. I want to transition because yesterday there was news that came out. There was a press release that was given to us. We knew about it, but now it has become official. Third and Longhorn is now part of the iHeartRadio family. For those that don't know, and if you got to be under a rock, Third and Longhorn is the Longhorn football show, basically. But it's lifetime Longhorn Derek Johnson, Alex Okafor, Fozzie Whitaker, Rod Babers, Jeremy Hills, and the guy that will be joining us today, who was co-founder of the Clark Field Collective and helped start the Texas One Fund, Nick Shuley, will be joining us in studio. And what this means about moving forward, you can catch their episodes of Third and Longhorn. They will be taping it, but more importantly, you will be able to hear post-game reaction immediately after the football game, where we will have their crew with Third and Longhorn doing the post-game recap of the Texas Longhorn games.
So we got us kicking it off and them closing.
Exactly. So we kick it off on college game day. On Texas Longhorn game day, it will kick off this weekend at 8 a.m. You can listen to it right here on your home for Texas football, Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone, with the voice, Craig Way, doing his thing as always. And then after the game, you'll be able to hear from Third and Longhorn crew as they break down the game. These guys all played it. They understand it. They've been on that field. They know what it's all about. So it'll be good to hear immediate reaction. And we'll talk to Nick Shuley, see if there's going to be a way people can call in. We're going to see if you can hit him up online. We'll find out everything today when we get a chance to talk to Nick Shuley. But awesome stuff for the University of Texas, awesome stuff for AM 1300, The Zone, and excellent stuff for Third and Longhorn being part of the iHeartRadio family, and, of course, AM 1300, The Zone.
Congratulations, guys. Welcome to the family.
Mark, why you look like you doing a cameo appearance for somebody? Like you finna tell them.
Hey, don't hate on me because I'm regal.
Like he relaxed and lounged out.
We might need to sit.
I'm in a lounge.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, we got to find a way to figure out.
So comfortable. So comfortable.
He's about to do tea and crumpets.
He's about to do an ad. Hey, I'm Mark.
I do have a high tea coming. Some scones and some tea.
As soon as you sat there, and I was like, is he about to do a commercial for Soul Glow?
No. Soul Glow.
Oh, my brother, you got to get your own. Coming up next, we're going to let you hear from Coach Sarkisian as we get ready for Texas and Ohio State. 4 days away. We are Roy Williams. Lyman Swede. Kenny Vaccaro. The list goes on and on. Days away from Texas and Ohio State. But coming up next, you'll hear from Coach Sarkisian as he gets you ready for this big matchup right here on a Texas Tuesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
For the fourth time in 5 years, the Texas Longhorns have won the Directors' Cup.
Texas wins the national championship. The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
From the courts to the field, Texas has dominated the nation.
Texas is going to the Final Four. The Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
1300 The Zone, the home of the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, dreamers, and fans who don't hit pause. Visit Lenovo.com for the latest in AI PCs and game-changing tech.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Just about a 25-minute delay caused by a crash blocking off the left lane going northbound on I-35 and Highway 45. Delays start from Wells Branch Parkway. Watch out for a stalled vehicle in the express lane on Mopac southbound at Windsor Road, and a crash moved over to the left shoulder on 290 westbound at Mopac. I'm Jason Fossler with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
It's your boy Mario Lopez here with some inside scoop. Staples has school supplies as low as 25 cents. Your back to school budget saved by the button, the easy button. What do you think I was going to say? Love me some Staples. That was easy.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why our rewards members get free standard shipping on the things they need and want, starting at Silver Key status every day. Savings for rewards members add up fast, so why wait? Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/shipping terms. Subject to change.
The legacy continues. Pantera. The heaviest tour of the summer.
What to say?
Tearing up Germania Insurance Amphitheater, September 2nd. With Amon Amarth. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Pantera live.
Celebrate UT football with Dulce Vita Tequila. 100% organic, made with 100% Blue Weber agave. With its vibrant color and fresh citrus finish, Dulce Vita Tequila offers high quality at a value that can't be beat. Hook 'em. 40% by volume, imported by Dulce Vita Spirits, Austin, Texas.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024, Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, what you're listening to right now. Did you know that iHeartRadio not only lets you listen to all your favorite AM/FM stations locally and nationwide for free, but iHeartRadio lets you build your very own radio station that plays nothing but the music you love. It's called Favorites Radio, and it's a collection of every song you've ever thumbed up. Hear a song you love on live radio, thumb it up, and it's added to your favorites radio station. Hear a song while listening to artist radio or a playlist, thumb it up, and we add it into your favorites radio station too. That's all you have to do to create your very own personalized station. It's easy, and the best part, Favorites Radio is free. Create your own private station or share it with friends to show off your great music taste. It's entirely up to you. All you do is thumb up the music you like, and we'll do the rest. Look for your own favorites radio station featured in your library in the free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
iHeartRadio. Longhorns basketball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Coming up in the next segment, we'll talk to our guy Joe Cook of Inside Texas and On 3 as he breaks down what he heard yesterday from the press conference. Don't forget at 8 o'clock, we'll be talking to Nick Shuley of Third and Longhorn, talk about our new partnership with them. But also at 8:17, we'll have Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, as he gets us ready for the Texans as they get ready to kick off the season. But, of course, it's game week, 4 days away, brother. This is the time that we have been waiting for. This is all that we have been looking forward to, and we're going to continue to roll with it. Well, let's get into the conversation. Coach Sark yesterday met with the media for the first time of the season, and as always, when we get a chance to talk to Coach Sark, it is a lot of exciting things that are going on. Right now, he is talking about this matchup. He's focused, he's locked in, and he's ready to go, as are his players. So here's his opening statement.
Pretty epic matchup when you think about, 1 versus 2 in at least one of the two major polls for the first game of the season is great for college football, in my opinion. As much as, I'm going to talk about the rankings don't matter, which I believe that. But I do think for college football, the fanfare, the excitement around this game, I think is great for our sport. And the fact that we have 3 top 10 matchups this weekend, I think is great for college football in general. But beyond the rankings, these are 2 really good teams. Ton of respect for Ohio State, ton of respect for Ryan Day and the job he's done. Obviously defending national champs. I think Coach Day is like 70-10 since he's taken over at Ohio State. And you think about the quality of players in this game. If you look at last year's game, 26 players got drafted off of the 2 teams in the NFL. You include free agents, 32 players that were playing in that game a year ago are now in the NFL. And the fact that both teams are coming back is 1 and 2 in the country, I think speaks volumes to the quality of programs that both of us have, quite frankly. And so, we've got 9 guys that started in that game a year ago. We had 30 players back that played in that game a year ago, so we do have some experience from that environment. But it should be a heck of a day. The fact that, this is going to be Lee Corso's swan song, and ESPN College Game Day is going to be there. Obviously, Fox with their big noon kickoff covering the game is going to be there. I think sets for a great environment and a great stage for this game. Naturally, it's a tall task. We've talked about this at length before the season, but we've got a tough road slate this year. And this is the first one of a few to come. And so it serves us good to have to go on the road early, find out about ourselves, find out where we're at as a program, where we can improve, and where we can continue to get better, because we're going to travel more than any other SEC team this year in our conference. And so this is a great opportunity for us to go do that. Naturally, we believe in our process on the road. We've won 11 in a row on the road now, and they haven't been easy. They've all been very difficult. Going on the road is tough. But this is going to be a heck of a matchup for a great environment against a really good team who's really well coached, who's had a ton of success. And I think a little bit too about some of the epic games that Texas and Ohio State have been part of. Obviously, last year's national semifinal game. This is the 20-year anniversary of the 05 season and VY and going there and getting a win at the shoe. So the 2 programs are not. They're very kind of aware of one another. There's been great games, and the goal is, I think, for both teams and for both fan bases, that this game can live up to some of those expectations of the games in the past.
That's the expectation, Mark. The anticipation of what they do when they go on the road and how they handle their business on the road is something that Coach Sark has taken a lot of pride in. They understand what the job is at hand. The players definitely understand that. But my question to you is, in these particular moments, but before I get your answer, did you see that Fox and YouTube are having an issue right now? So people with YouTube may not be able to get this game. They have until Friday, I believe it's 5 o'clock Eastern time, to get this settled, or the folks on YouTube may not be able to watch the game? And why is it that it's always at the time where it's the biggest game of the year? It's always when football season is about to start for both the NFL and the college game.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now what it is, Hardge, is they want to push the people into a corner. They couldn't come up to an agreement. It's kind of like Michael Parsons and Trey Hendricks contracts. They're just going to keep pushing it, keep pushing it. They'll fold. They'll give in. And the people are not giving in. Like, you got to do a better job of negotiating and trying to get these things done before it gets down to the fine hairs.
Right. I mean, it is
because we're affected. The fans are affected. The people watching the programs that paid the money to have the system to watch the games, we're the ones that's getting affected. The people in the front offices, they don't care. They're gonna get to watch it probably up close and personal.
Well, it's just YouTube. I mean, you can watch it if you got other avenues to it. You can get the antennas too.
Yeah, that's
get
what I
your
was about to
ears.
say.
Go old school on it and get the antennas. But it's just one of those things. But going back to preparing for the game and getting yourself in the right mindset, Coach Sark, he don't mind what's going on. He don't mind 1 versus 3. He's ready to go into the field of battle.
It's a business
trip.
He's
been limited with. Yeah, he's been limited, which is, I think we all would want him to be able to have been going the whole time with us right now. He's a very good football player, a guy who had an immense amount of production in only 9 games at Stanford a year ago. And I think for him, the growth is going to be as the season continues to go. Like, I always think back to Matt Golden last year, where going into the season, I don't think I maybe even fielded a question about him before the first couple games. But by the end of the year, he was the topic of discussion. And so his evolution as the season goes on, I think, is going to be really important as he gets more and more comfortable with us.
And that's Coach talking about your guy, Emmett Mosley, somebody that you expect some big things on the blocking end of things as opposed to always on the catching end. So he is working his way back in, and he expects him to be ready to go. Trevor Goolsby is ready to go. He's going to be ready to play on Saturday as well. So the offensive line seems to be back intact. And, of course, getting Emmett Mosley back is going to be huge for Texas.
Hardge, I wouldn't let everybody see what was in my toolbox either. I'm just going to go on record right now as saying that I believe in gamesmanship. And if I have a guy that, okay, I've seen enough, I know that in this package, he's going to be really good, I'm not showing that to you no more.
Yeah. But my question for you is, I mean, you can't, this is game number 1. You can't hold anything. This is a big time matchup. Your job is to win it. Now, I understand if he's been dealing with that injury and you didn't want to push it, but you still want to get a victory. I know we keep saying it's not going to have bearing on the end of the season, but it does. And it does on what your ultimate goal is, and that is to let everybody know that you are real here. But what is the keys for Coach Sark and the team's road success?
I think we trust our process. We've got a real process that we believe in our starting this morning, and what our practice plans look like and the crowd noise that we work with, and then to Friday's routine, to game day's routine, and to really toning out what's going on outside of us and focus on what's going on between the white lines. And to your point, we've been in some tough venues. Playing at Kyle Field last year was a tough venue. Playing at Michigan last season, defending national champs, going to Alabama the year before that. So we've been in some tough venues. I think doing it with confidence, knowing that adversity will strike, and then having a next play mentality, having the mental toughness to persevere to get on the other side of some of that adversity, I think is really important as well. But mostly it's staying connected. It's staying connected on that sidelines, being enamored with what we need to do, and not get so caught up in what's going on around us.
I love the fact that he said be enamored with what we do. That means you got to love it. You got to understand that we are built like this. But finally, he was asked, why do you like these road environments? Oh, Well, we'll get that to you in just a second. But, you start to understand that when you look at coach and how he prepares himself and what goes into it, there's a lot. And so here's the road environment.
I love them. I've never been to the shoe. I'd never been to Michigan last year. I'd been to Kyle Field one time a year before that. And obviously I'd spent time in Tuscaloosa, but I love it. I think it's cool for college football. I kind of enjoy people telling me how terrible I am and stuff, it kind of fuels my fire a little bit. So but it should be a great environment. I'm looking forward to it.
Coach likes it, Doc. He likes it.
Hey, if you don't like to be the heel, then you don't really love entertainment, because there is no entertainment without good and evil, without bad versus good. Like, somebody's got to assume the role. If you put the role on me, then I'm going to play it to the hill.
Right. And you made your most money as a heel.
I did.
Yep. And that's why Coach Sark is making his most money as a heel when he goes on the road. He loves it. When we come back, we'll have Joe Cook of Inside Texas getting his thoughts on the preparation of the week right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Delays are growing on I-35 northbound due to a crash now blocking off the two left lanes at Highway 45. You're backed up starting from Howard Lane, causing a 30-minute backup. Over on 130 northbound, there's a crash at FM 812, causing about a 5-minute delay from Moore Road, and a stalled vehicles in the express lane on Mopac southbound at Windsor. I'm Jason Fossling with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
0628.
No power? No problem. With a whole home backup generator from Abacus. Abacus offers professional Generac installation with extended warranties, financing, and now certified Generac maintenance plans. Abacus, you can count on us.
Mark, I saw your car the other day. That license plate said world's strongest. Are you serious?
You got a problem with that? I'm the world's strongest man. It fits.
Fits? Man, the only thing that fits is your plate frame struggling to hold on to all them letters.
It's better than yours, fast guy. You run a 27-minute mile, Mike. That ain't fast. That's like a slow walk.
Hey, man, what are you talking about? Okay. That's the beauty of my plates. You can make it all yours, whether it's the team logo, your favorite nickname, you got some jokes, whatever is your style.
True. Mine gets respect on the highway, and yours gets giggles.
Man, why are you making fun of me, man? But guess what? It's a win-win for everybody. Don't go out there driving an ABC 123 on your license plate. Get a real one. All you got to do is go to myplates.com today. That's myplates.com. Use the promo code The Zone at myplates.com.
Texas weather can be wild. Protect your home with residential metal roofing from Mueller Inc. Strong, stylish, and designed to last. Our metal roofs handle wind, hail, and heat with minimal maintenance. With a range of colors and styles, you'll get lasting beauty and proven durability, all backed by paint warranties up to 45 years. Visit with one of our sales representatives today at any of our locations across Texas, including Marble Falls and Spicewood.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is coming back to Las Vegas, September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today. AXS.com.
It's almost time for kickoff. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Breaks a tackle 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Listen to every play, every touchdown, every win on 1300 The Zone.
Fires for the end zone. It's intercepted. Kickoff. This ball game is over.
Today's countdown is
4 days.
Presented by Bud Light all season long on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hi, everyone. Super Bowl champ Vernon Davis here from Legal Help Center. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up, because we have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. You can find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. The call is free. The consultation is free. And you can speak with a live agent right now. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident of any kind. Call now to find out if you have a case and how much you could potentially get.
Thanks, Vernon. You heard it, folks. If you've been injured, call and find out how much you qualify for. Call 800-948-5880. That's 800-948-5880. 800-948-5880. Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Texans running back Joe Mixon will miss the first 4 weeks of the season after being moved to the reserve non-football injury list due to a foot injury. Texas head coach Steve Sarkisian said he told quarterback Arch Manning, just go be you this season. As the number 1 ranked Longhorns visit second-ranked Ohio State Saturday in their opener. Astros open a 3-game set against the Rockies tonight at home. I'm Ronza Moss.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
I'm Dan. He's Ty.
Hello.
And we're the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast.
Tune in for previews, recaps, bits you won't hear anywhere else, and all the emotional support you need as a college football fan.
Join us all season long as we ride the roller coaster of this ridiculous sport.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search the Solid Verbal College Football Podcast, and listen now.
We don't just love college football, Ty. We live it.
It's Bud Light's Countdown to Kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It is game week. It is Tuesday, and that can only mean one thing. Joe Cook of Inside Texas joins us. You can follow him at Joseph Cook 89 on social media. Joe, it is that time. It is exciting time, but now all the talking is over. It is game week. How excited are you, and what was your biggest takeaway from the press conference yesterday?
Yeah, this is always a lot of fun. We get through an off season, and when you're in this industry, and when you're in radio, I'm sure it's the same. It's like, all right, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about the right guard in March, and I love that. But it's also nice to talk about the game that's 4 days away, and it's so much fun this time of year. And my biggest takeaway from yesterday, man, it just kind of seems like Sarkisian, I'm sure his team has problems, and I'm sure there's some deficiencies that he's identified and that the rest of the outside world has identified. But I think you can tell that Sark is someone who actually finds a lot of satisfaction from looking at this particular team. And I think he got a lot of satisfaction from the 2024 team and the 2023 team, and maybe the 2022 and 2021 teams in different ways, but winning's fun. That's something that he acknowledges, and I think he's very cognizant of the hard work that's necessary to be this good, and is just really enjoying watching a team that he believes is this good work. So I think there's always going to be a little bit of hesitation, and I did kind of was struck by the honesty of we don't know the team's identity yet. Whether it's a run first team or a throw the ball around team, or if it's an offensive or defensive first team. I think that's you would like to have an answer, but it's not like this awful coincidence or awful happening that he didn't make an assertion of what the identity was. But other than that, I'm excited for what's going on in Columbus, and excited for the season.
Joe, you think that even with the deficiencies that they probably know about, it'll take the opposite team 3 quarters to figure that out, and then by then it'll be too late?
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of look at the Michigan game last year. Texas was, aside from a 55-yard little pitch play to Ryan Wingo, they weren't running the ball all that well against Michigan. But they were still able to execute on offense. They held possession even without a lot of rush success last year. And I'm sure Ohio State's going to try and figure out how Texas might do that again. But maybe this is a team that has a certain play and one certain play that just works, and the other ones don't. Well, Ohio State doesn't know what that play is quite yet, and yeah, it'll take a little bit. So that's kind of one of the fun things about the first game of the year is it just shows up, and here's your steak, sir, and you got to figure out how well it's cooked and what else needs to be done with it. But it's Sark has to do that too. PK has to do that too, and just part of the excitement of this game.
You talking my language.
Of course, it has something to do with food. Here we go, getting ready for this matchup. And one of the things, too, that I thought was unison across the board is the confidence that the players have going into the game. Obviously, they're like us. They've been waiting for this moment. Arch getting his first opportunity to be the leader of this football team and be the man in the arena. And, of course, you got the soundbite of the week from one guy named Colin Simmons. For those that don't know, we'll play that for you a little bit. But it is good to see the confidence that these guys have and the chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's also a comfort. Arch, if you listen to him talk, like he gives good answers, but he's not going in depth on anything, and that's fine. But he was asked a little bit about like what his brother's going to do. And he's like, oh, my brother's going to go up there and tear up Columbus. And I don't think you say stuff like that if you're not like really comfortable right now. You're not, taking the time to make jokes about what your brother may be doing and, taking the time to, or if you go to the other side of the ball, like Colin Simmons who is probably one of the most supremely confident people on that entire team.
On earth.
He's not making any of these boasts without thinking that he is going to be able to get to Julian saying. So I think that the comfort and that confidence really is something that this team has. They believe in themselves. And, when you're a team like this at this point in college football, like, you're surprised to lose. You're shocked to lose. And, that wasn't always the case with some of these Texas teams, especially even some Sarkisian teams. Not to say they expected to lose, but I think they went into some of these games thinking, okay, this is a potential outcome. Like, no, this program is surprised by losses, and they have to kind of still move to an NFL style because 1 loss, 2 loss, and heck, maybe even 3 losses doesn't knock you out of the college football playoff, but they still need to have that, whoa, what happened? I don't want to make sure this happens again. If it happens at all. And, there's a small possibility Texas just doesn't lose this year. And wouldn't that be something to track?
Oh, that's what a lot of people are hoping to track right there, Joe. And I like the way that sounds. I'm not gonna bug you for a prediction as of yet. Make sure y'all get over to Inside Texas to check out his prediction as his crew gets together and they come up with it week by week. But I will ask you your expectations for the season as far as wins and losses.
Yeah, I've been trying to bounce around between basically 3 games that I think could trip up Texas. And one of them's this one of them's the Florida game, and one of them's the Georgia game. And, I'm trying to figure out, if you're Texas, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to maybe you prefer not to lose any of them, but,
correct.
Do you want to slip up here and then, maybe be able to either go to the Swamp or go to Athens and get one of those two and split those two? And I think this is a team that's probably a 10-2 team. I think this is a team that can compete for the SEC championship. And we saw a 2-loss team get in the SEC title last year, or 2 conference loss team. But it's one of those things where, Florida's going to be tough on the road, and as long as Lagway's healthy, and Georgia's always difficult between the hedges. I do see 10-2. I don't know if that means that they're going to get into the SEC championship game. But I do think that still has them as one of the better teams in the country, because I'm not sure who's going to go undefeated this year, or, somebody is, but we don't know who that is. There's no clear-cut team that's going to be like there has been in some years past. And I think they're going to be, working for a college football playoff bid and probably getting another home game. And, the team that won it all last year got a home game. So I don't think that's anything that'll prevent them from making a run to the title game, and that's kind of where I see them, at least playing in that title game. So 10-2 is where I'm sitting at.
All right.
I know that's kind of that puts me on the over on a lot of win totals.
There you go.
So
there you go.
I'll ride that direction.
That was my point. Get to the over, baby. That's what I was hoping for, because that's what I took when I went out to Vegas. But who's talking about that? As always, get over to follow my man Joseph Cook 89 on social media and catch all of his
Did you
work.
bet that $2 for me?
Yeah. When we come back, we'll close out the close out the hour. NFL had some signings. And yeah, Mark, Trey Hendrickson got paid. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's close enough for Joe.
You know, when I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I haven't really seen what he looks like in person.
You're right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Delays are growing on I-35 northbound due to a crash now blocking off the two left lanes at Highway 45. You're backed up starting from Howard Lane, causing a 30-minute backup. Over on 130 northbound, there's a crash at FM 812, causing about a 5-minute delay from Moore Road, and a stalled vehicles in the express lane on Mopac southbound at Windsor. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Now that Taco Bell's new marinated grilled steak burritos and Chipotle Ranch or Cheesy Melt are just $3, it's steak night every night of the week. Choose yours today at participating stores for a limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Tax extra.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Need better sleep? This Labor Day weekend, upgrade to premium sleep at Mattress Firm's best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with a perfect bed and get the rest you deserve. They make sleep easy.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
Small fixes to big upgrades. eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Law and Order Criminal Justice System is back. In Season 2, we're turning our focus to a threat that hides in plain sight.
There's been a bombing at the TWA terminal. Just a chaotic scene.
That's harder to predict and even harder to stop.
That's why terrorism works. It doesn't care who you are.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Law and Order Criminal Justice System, and start listening now.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like 80s Rock Ride. 80s Rock Ride features Van Halen, Aerosmith, Billy Idol, Def Leppard, and more to jam out in the car. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search 80s Rock Ride, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio.
Coach Sark here. 1300 The Zone is your flagship home for the Texas Longhorns.
Great stuff by our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. Make sure you follow him at Joseph Cook 89. Coming up in the next segment, Third and Longhorn co-founder, my guy Nick Shuley. Nick Shuley will be joining us to talk all things Third and Longhorn and the new partnership that we have here at AM 1300 The Zone. We have Mark Vandermeer of the voice of the Houston Texans joining us as cuts are being made in the NFL and lives are being changed. And one of those guys whose lives has changed is Scary Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders. He signs a 3-year, $96 million extension with $30 million in signing bonus, makes him the 6th highest annual salary for a wide receiver at $32 million. Run me my money, and he is sitting there looking good, and that is not good for the Dallas.
What took so long?
Well, it's not good for the Dallas Cowboys. They didn't want him to play during the preseason.
No, I didn't want him to play either.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Hardge, is they wasted 3 weeks of his existence.
Yeah.
Jailing with his quarterback. And, you know, there was a point where I was, you know, following your advice as you gave it out. In fantasy football, Terry was one of those guys that I never picked because he was a Commander.
Yep.
And when they decided that they weren't going to pay him, I was like, well, I'm not going to pick him because he's not going to be available. And now that he's back with the fold, then, you know, I can see him being a top 10 wide receiver pick.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that a lot of folks will be jumping at when they get their opportunity. Another guy that's going to help the defense is Trey Hendrickson. He has now signed his deal with the Bengals. They have reached an agreement where he will get a $14 million raise this season, boosting his 2025 salary to a $30 million salary. All this is going to be after he has decided to be a hold-in. At least he was at camp, and he did make that move to be at camp. So now the biggest domino that is out there is one Micah Parsons. Gerald still doing his thing by not signing, and he don't want to budge. But the question that I have, will the Micah deal get done in the next day or so?
I wish I could say that I knew, but the way that it looks, Hardge, Micah is a young guy, and he's not going to be as lenient as you and I are in our old age. We're like, hey, let's just get our money and keep it moving. But a young guy like that makes it personal.
Right.
And you know, like his pride is hurt. And now that that's the issue, he may just hold out and just say, look, trade me.
Well, I think this deal is still going to get done. I see what's happening. You see the edge rushers. Maybe the deal is a little bit shorter. Let's not forget he's still under contract, as we've been talking about. He's got 3 years. The Cowboys still technically have 3 years because they can franchise tag him twice if they really wanted to. He's under salary. I mean, he's under contract. So we'll end up seeing what's going to happen. But the cuts are being made today. Roster spots are being freed up. And as I've said before, the one thing that has bothered me about all of this is the team that keeps winning getting themselves into a Super Bowl situation is the Philadelphia Eagles. And they have never, ever had the conversations that we're having about getting their guys signed. They get their guys signed. They make sure it happens. They made a decision to get off of Carson Wentz. They are direct with their movements. They see the things that they like and what they don't like. And if you go out and have a great year early, we're going to sign you early to keep you here so you don't come back to us and start bugging us. The other part of this is turn that stuff into a signing bonus. That way the people got the money and they can get the heck out the way if you want to get off of them where it's not hurting you on the salary cap. It's just crazy to me that I'm not even that rich like that. But God dog it, I know how to observe people. I know how to observe people and see the people that are making money and trying to figure out how we could come to the agreement of staying out of the limelight with it all.
Hard, you sound like Phillip Rivers. God dog it.
Gosh dang it. What are we doing out here? You better not come in this huddle.
Whenever you don't cuss and you say something in reference to cussing, it always makes me laugh. Like you might as well have just gone and said it.
Nope. Gosh dang it. We're not doing that, Mark. We're not doing that. Also, the NFL, we figured out what's happening in Cleveland. Kenny Pickett was traded. We'll talk about that a little bit later. The Vikings get Carson Wentz, and they trade Sam Howell to the Eagles. All kinds of things are happening in the NFL, and none of them happening with the Dallas Cowboys, except for Trayvon Diggs is back, Mark's favorite player. Coming up next, we've got Nick Shuley of Third and Longhorn coming in studio to talk about the new partnership that we have right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Hardge here. It's time to buckle up, y'all, and it's back to school season. At Cover Ford Hutto, we know it's not about what you drive, it's about who you drive. Right now, take $9,543 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lariat, or $9,500 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Escape ST line. Safe, reliable, ready for the school year. Only at Cover Ford Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto. CoverFordHutto.com.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
iHeart presents Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour, taking the stage at Moody Center, October 16th.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
Get tickets now at LiveNation.com.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio and Austin, Texas.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. No application fee if you apply by September 3rd. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Is 2024 the year that you get a brand new car? You've been thinking about it for a little while, and now's the time to do it. I'm going to tell you who to call. Apple Leasing. Call them at 346-9977. Go to their website, appleleasing.com. Maybe it's the first time you're ever hearing about Apple Leasing. Well, for starters, I've been leasing cars from them for over 20 years because it's really, really easy, and get any make or any model you want with one phone call. They'll get you anything. Call them at 346-9977. I also like knowing that while I have that car for the 3 or 4 year lease, it is under warranty, so I'm not going to have any surprise repairs. There's a lot of comfort in that. Lease your next car. Do it from Apple Leasing. They'll take your trade-in. Here's the number, 346-9977. That's 346-9977. Or go to appleleasing.com.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket, the free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KDET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. It is game week, folks, and we are all excited. We heard from Coach Sark a little bit earlier, but now we are about to flip the script because we got a pregame and we got a postgame. And now is the time to understand exactly what we are about to be doing. So what do? You bring in my guy, Nick Shuley, and his producer, Mark Higgins of Third and Longhorns. And now we figure out where we going after this, brother.
Man, thanks for having us.
We're excited to have you guys in here. It is a big day for the iHeart family, the AM 1300, the Zone family, because your brand and what you guys have been able to create over at Third and Longhorn with all the former players that are ready to take that next step and bring some insight and talk truly about what they see on the football field is something that a lot of folks don't get that access to. So talk about how that all came about as well.
Man, it was funny. I was at Collective for a meeting at Jeremy Hill's gym, and he was talking to a bunch of former players. And Mark and I, back in the day, had helped Lance Armstrong start his podcast. So we kind of figured it out as we went and learned. And I'm listening to Hills talk to these former players about like whatever game was coming up that week. I'm like, man, I know this is a stupid sentence because everybody says this nowadays, but I'm like, y'all need a podcast. And Hills was like, we're in, let's go. And so I said, okay, cool. Well, let's start. He's like, cool, you're going to run it. I was like, great, sounds good. And he's like, no. You're going to run it And I'm like, yeah, I understand. And he's like, no, you're going to host it. And I was like, dude, Higgs and I, our whole lives have been the other side of the camera. So this world is new for us, but it's been fun. It's been a learning experience. I respect the heck out of everything you guys do, because it's not something you can just do. You have to like get better and practice and learn. And I remember we had Troy Aikman on Lance's podcast once, and he said that he felt like he prepared more to announce games than he did to play in them back in the day, which I thought was fascinating. And then you realize it once you do it. So, but it's been fun. But so we started it, just kind of we got a room at the Keller Williams building, and I knew nobody was, because I knew there was only meetings there like 2 times a month. So I was like, cool, I'm just gonna slide in there. I told Gary Keller's assistant, I was like, we're just gonna slide in here and hopefully nobody notices. And so we recorded a couple episodes. We're all sitting at a conference table, and it was going great. And then I said, hey, Teresa, we're gonna record this week. And Teresa was like, Nick, Gary has a meeting in there. And the guys were already on their way. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And she's like, well, why don't you just use our TV studio here in the lobby? I was like, we have a TV studio? And she was like, yeah. And so she sets us up, and so we end up in this TV studio. It's phenomenal. And everything else since then is just kind of taken off. And, the world thinks we're in a huge studio that we own, but so that's, I guess I shouldn't have told that story, huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, we just gave away the secret sauce. I like to think you can't hit a moving target, and Nick is giving the playbook here.
Dang it. This is why
it's okay. I give up the ghost all the time. I appreciate y'all keeping my seat warm over there. I see y'all in my seat. Hey, don't change my settings.
We're not touching anything, sir.
Hardge was already changing everything, so he said he was messing with you.
Oh, I knew it was him all along.
Hey, that's what happens when you're in those dugouts for a long time. You start to understand how to play them games on the road. But you
guys, I got a question for you. What is the thing that you've learned the most about the guys that you work with?
A couple of them read the production notes. A couple of them don't.
We will not name names.
I jokingly told them.
An idea who they are.
I told them the other day, I said, I'm going to do the notes next week in Sanskrit to see if anybody even opens the document.
Higgs and I spend, hours getting all the notes ready, getting everything ready. And then we won't name names, but we had one guy come in one time and be like, who we got today? I was like,
they actually said, to tell you the truth, I don't know anything about this team.
Hey, Rod Babers knows. Have y'all found out about his papers?
Rod has it all. It's the manifesto. He's been writing it. It's interesting to see him come in. It's like the kid in class who just had the notes for the whole semester, and it's all just about to spill out.
Yeah, we clean up his notebook crumbles every time he leaves the studio. So, but I mean, man, it is so impressive to see the prep that Rod does. Absolutely. And the statistics he knows and just the stuff he can pull out. It's amazing. It's impressive.
Yeah, somebody who's worked with him, been in the studio with him, and seen his growth throughout this process it's been amazing to watch him, and his knowledge is second to none. And I'm sure that everybody's feeding off of each other in that room, because there's so much talent in that room. When you got Derek Johnson, Alex Okafor, Fozzie Whitaker, and you got Jeremy Hills, yourself, that whole crew always brings something different every single day. So, Mark, I wanted to ask you, as far as the production part of it, and like you said, you're writing the notes and you're trying to hit those marks. How difficult is it? Because each guy has something that they want to say over the next guy and the next guy.
Yeah, and it's actually it's a good problem, because all the guys have such an amazing amount of ball knowledge. And one guy can cook on an offensive thing, and then you flip it over to Derek or Alex on the defensive side, and it's just we have so much talent that it makes our job easy, and we can just let these guys wind them up and go. And you spoke about Rod. I mean, there's nobody more prepared on the show than Rod, and probably Fozzie. And it's just a good problem. I mean, Derek Johnson, we were on a road show last week, and Derek said, more people talk to me about this show than my football career, and he's pretty damn accomplished.
Exactly.
Mark, you just stooged it off. You just said that Fozzie and Rod are the guys that are always prepared. So that only leaves 3 other people.
Well, and you know what? Those three will own up to it, but they do a great job. So I'm not complaining at all.
I would say, yeah, we won't name names, but
I just named names.
There are a few others.
Too late.
There are a few others that prepare, but we won't name the ones that don't.
So tell us about it. We're talking to the crew from Third and Longhorn, a new part of the iHeart family. They'll be hosting the post-game wrap up, as we'll want to talk about it, to get you the latest and hot off the press. And that's when everybody's emotions are a little bit high. So you got to make sure you got the right people in the right places for the post game. But tell us what the format will be for people to tune in right after the ball game.
Yeah, so we'll generally go live about 10 minutes after the game, and I think it'll get picked up. I think it'll get picked up right after Craig's show, right after the game. But we generally start off with a quick, recap of the game, quick kind of synopsis, and then we'll go into the offensive side, the defensive side, and my favorite part, the special teams. And then we after about 30 minutes, we open it up to YouTube questions, et cetera. And so we get a lot of interesting questions and comments, and it's actually pretty good stuff, though. It's not as bad as you'd think it would be, but and also it's cool because we've seen an influx of the other teams fans come in and start watching and commenting and saying stuff. And once again, it's not as bad as you think. Some of them are, but it's it's been pretty cool to kind of get an instant reaction, and we try to answer things as quick as possible and get to as many as we possibly can. But yeah, it's just kind of have a little open format, and we want the fans to feel a part of it as well.
And one of the things that I've always liked about post game reaction is the call in aspect of it, right? But you don't have the dump button there quick enough to be able to stop some of these people, which is why we don't take a lot of calls in here. But I do appreciate the fact that you guys are going to be able to, I guess, anticipate or answer the people's calls in emails and things like that to get the latest reaction from them as well.
I think they're all sober too.
Yeah, depending on how that game is going, it will lead in the right direction. Mark, you got a question?
No, I have more of a statement. When you have people that have drank, frosty beers for 4 quarters, and what do you expect them to say? They're going to be fired up with no filter.
Yeah, that's exactly how that goes. You've been around some of those people while that thing is going
Fortunately and unfortunately.
Yeah, they're passionate, man. That's what's important.
So what are some of the biggest things that you guys have seen? Obviously, you went on that road show, and a lot of good things have happened throughout that road show. But what were some of the biggest moments in that whole thing?
It was cool to see how the show's connected, right? We record it, we see the YouTube comments, those pieces, but we don't get a chance to go out and talk to people as much like DJ does, but I'm not out there making appearances, and that you couldn't pick me out of a lineup. But like, it's cool to hear feedback of like, hey, I watch the show every week. It's been so great. I was always wondering, who David Ash was, or, these things. And so that's what we've tried to kind of pick through. And we want to have so many people. We want it to feel like kind of opening of the family and when guys come on, we tell them, you're welcome to come back anytime. And guys like Adrian Phillips, Aaron Williams, all these guys have really taken us up on it, and they'll be a big part of the post game show, and they come in a lot. And I think that's been the coolest part. But the connection for me was, I was kind of wowed of like, wow, this thing we all just kind of created in a conference room is actually connecting with people. So it was cool.
We knew it was taking off, or at least had some potential, when we were at the Sugar Bowl and people recognizing Nick in the bathroom.
And I did my typical, I was like, oh my gosh, please meet Mark Higgins. He produces the show. And then I just snuck out of the bathroom as fast as I could.
You did that at the baseball game too. I saw that.
Well, guys, one of the things that I want to pay respect to you guys on is, when I've listened to the show, y'all argue, the guys argue amongst themselves, about their points. And it's the closest thing that I've heard to how Hardge and I, we hardly ever agree. Right. But when we do, it's like a bro hug moment. And y'all have that every show. It's like, I love that dynamic of the show. I'm glad that y'all are on iHeart now.
Well, man, we're excited to be here. We have strategically separated the set now. I sit in the middle. Hills and Fozzie are on the left, the offensive players, guys, and then the Derek, Oak, and Rod are on the right side, the defensive guy. We got to separate Oak and Hills because they get after it. It's the funniest dynamic, and they're like best friends, but they just argue with each other about everything. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome. How often do you guys take?
We usually tape once a week, but generally with interviews. But once the season starts, we'll do the preview show, and then we do the post game show after. So yeah, just generally twice, but sometimes we'll add more depending on what's going on.
Yeah, we had a heavy week last week.
Yeah, y'all were on the road. That's why everybody's resting their voices this week to get ready for the big week. Well, we're glad to have you in the family. We're excited to be a part of this, and we look forward to all the content that you guys are going to be putting out, because I've known you for a while, Nick. You do great work. And what Third and Longhorn has become is a phenomenon, and everybody's all about it. So keep up the great work.
Man, thanks you. Guys. Yeah, thanks for having us, man. We're excited to be a part of the family.
And we're definitely going to have y'all on again. Coming up next, we got Mark Vandermeer, the voice of the Texans, as they get ready to kick off the season right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The voice of the Horns, Craig Way on 1300 The Zone, weekdays at 2.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Get your laundry Vegas ready with Arm & Hammer Power Sheets. Just toss in a detergent sheet. No drips, no plastic jugs, no mess. Arm & Hammer is a proud sponsor of the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Clean up before you turn up. Shop Arm & Hammer Power Sheets now.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
It is slow going this morning on I-35 northbound for drivers at Highway 45. A crash blocks off the two left lanes. Just the right side of the highway gets by, and it's causing a 45-minute backup that starts from Howard Lane. Over on the 130 Toll Road northbound, a crash at FM 812 is causing a 7 to 8 minute backup from Moore Road. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20. Monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
Celebrate UT football with Dulce Vita Tequila. 100% organic, made with 100% Blue River agave. With its vibrant color and fresh citrus finish, Dulce Vita Tequila offers high quality at a value that can't be beat. Hook 'em. 40% by volume, imported by Dulce Vita Spirits, Austin, Texas.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick it up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Nolan Ryan for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is one of the best, but your family comfort means the most. It's that important, and it's what we do in Texas. Stay cool this summer. Peace of mind is everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Great stuff from the guys from Third and Longhorn, our new partner right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Another one of our partners right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone is the voice of the Houston Texans as they get ready to kick off their season September the 7th at 3:25 on the road in Los Angeles. Is the voice, Mark Vandermeer. Mark, how you doing, buddy?
Gentlemen, good morning. Big day. It's cut down day. Got to get to 53 by 3 o'clock, and then we'll see who else they pick up after that.
So I'm interested in understanding the process of this. Now, we understand how it goes down, but are there any names that Texans fans should be looking for to either exit or stay on the Texans?
Well, a big question coming into this whole thing, this deadline, was the health of Joe Mixon. Is he going to be available? Is he not? Yesterday, they cleared that up. He's on a reserve injured list. It's not the regular IR. It's a non-football injury list, but it's kind of the same thing where the earliest he will be able to play is after week 4. So we'll see how that goes. But at least it gives you clarity on the running back position, in which there's a big logjam, because Nick Chubb has looked good. Dameon Pierce got back for the last preseason game. The rookie Woody Marks from USC looks good. You've got Jawar Jordan from Louisville in his second year. He looks really good in the preseason. And Dare Gunbowale, who's been outstanding for this team as a third down back, special teams player, kicked a field goal in 2023. He does it all. He's a Swiss Army knife. So what are you going to do? You can't keep 5. So somebody in that group is going to go. I think it might be Jordan, but there could be a surprise. Maybe there's a trade. Who knows? So that's among the things we're looking at today.
Well, that was going to be my next question to you was, does this mean that Chubb is going to start?
No question in my mind Chubb starts. If Chubb does not start, that means either he got hurt somehow or Woody Marks, I'm going to think Woody Marks over Dameon Pierce, looked so good to them, they want to give him the start. Now, here's how it's going to go against the Rams. I think Chubb starts the game. Chubb looks good. Chubb plays a lot. He gets about 60% of the running back snaps. If Chubb doesn't look effective, but one of the other two guys, Pierce or Woody Marks, looks good, those guys have the hot hand, hot legs, whatever, and they're going to play a lot. So I think they're going to feel it out. They feel like they can run the ball. They've done it well in the joint practices with the Panthers and Detroit last week and in the preseason games, the last 2 anyway, at all levels. So a lot of encouraging things in the last couple of weeks, but now you got to do it for real. So we'll see how it goes.
We're talking to voice of the Texans, Mark Vandermeer. Mark, I wanted to ask this because that defense is getting a lot of love. There's been a lot of changes, and some of those guys are being very consistent on that defensive side of the ball. How excited are you about this Texans version of their defense?
Yeah, I think this will be among the top 2 or 3 defenses they ever had. Maybe it'll be the best, but they got to go out and prove it. They are loaded with playmakers. When you got the ends, we talked about it last week with Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. You got Stingley and Kamari Lassiter at the corners. When you're that good on the edges and on the outside in the secondary, that really helps everybody, as you guys know. The D-line is stacked. I think it's a tough cut there to get down to, say, 10. They have linebackers for days. I don't know if they keep 5 or 6, probably 6. there are going to be some interesting decisions here. They're not as deep as they want to be at the corner spot. So there are certain positions on the team where you can't lose anybody. You can't lose Lassiter or Stingley for an extended period of time. You cannot lose Nico Collins or Christian Kirk at wide receiver for an extended period of time. Those guys have to stay healthy. Obviously, the quarterback has to stay healthy. That's like saying you have to outscore the opponent. But I'm just giving you guys some other position groups to look out for.
I wanted to ask you this. We're talking to the voice of the Houston Texans, Mark Vandermeer. You know, we don't talk a lot of special teams, but you definitely need to have good special teams going into the season. How do you feel going into it with the Texans special team?
Well, it's a bit of a mystery kickoff return for every team in the NFL because, and I don't know if we addressed this last week, the landing zone between the 20 and the goal line, and the ball is going to take weird hops. You know, Detroit kicked off kind of like a little lollipop. It was a little lob. It was kind of like when you don't hit your 7-iron that far. Kind of goes like 120, 125, but it's still in the air. It's like not that satisfying. But that's what they were doing. Fairbairn likes to just drive the ball and get weird hops inside the 20. And ball skills for the returners when the kickoff is going to go like that are going to be of a premium. So this is going to be interesting. You're going to see a lot of turnovers in the kick return game. A lot of returns, a lot of turnovers, a lot of action. Don't go to the refrigerator when they're doing kickoff returns. But I think in general, special teams are very good for the Texans under Frank Ross since he's been here, whether it's D'Amico Ryans or the coaches before that. The issue is, though, the long snapper got hurt. The new guy who replaced John Weeks, who's been here since the beginning of civilization, 2010. So the new guy got hurt. They went with another long snapper last week. Didn't go as well. So now you take those things for granted in football, don't we? It's like the plumbing and the electricity. You know, you kind of take it for granted until it goes out, and then you're desperate for it. So we'll see how it goes there. But I think they're going to be okay. Austin Brinkman, the new long snapper, will be all right. Tommy Townsend's a really good punter. Fairbairn's going to be fine. I like their kick coverage units, whether it be punt or kickoff. So I think they're one of the better units in the league, but they got to go out and play like it.
I do want to follow up on that offensive line. You know, I've been listening to D'Amico. He seems to be very pleased with what he's seeing from the offensive line. Obviously, you made the trade. Kenyon Green gets released yesterday from the Philadelphia Eagles, so it looks like things worked out the way that it was headed to. But what have you taken away from this offensive line?
You know, I can name the 9 in all likelihood, I think, pretty easily. However, I can't exactly tell you how they're going to line up. If I had to guess, I bet they're going to go with what they went with in the Detroit joint practices last Thursday, which was Titus Howard at right tackle and the rookie Ursery at left tackle. Now, that could change, though, because Cam Robinson is healthy now. Maybe they want to see him at left and Ursery at right. So we still don't exactly know how they're going to line up. People are guessing, and maybe they're guessing right. But I think that they've got enough guys and enough of the philosophy in place where they can run the ball well behind this line and play well enough and play better than last year, because that's what we want to see. Improve. They've got to get better than they were last year overall, and I think they will.
Well, that's a good problem to have if you have options at tackle, right?
Yeah, I think it is a good problem. You know, the other thing is you'd love to say, oh, you got the 5 fingers in a glove, you got the 5 guys, and you've been set for years. And you know, like the Texans had a great line in 2010, 2011, unbelievable line. I mean, Dwayne Brown and Eric Winston, Chris Myers, those guys, Wade Smith, those guys were great. However, it's hard to create that, and they rarely got hurt. You know, so injuries often, you know, they always do. They test you immediately. I think they're probably 1, maybe 2 deep at tackle, depending on how they move Titus Howard around at each side, and I like that. And I think they have enough guards, and they got 2 centers, maybe 3 if they keep the rookie Eli Cox on practice squad. I think they have enough to make it work. But as I say this, you'd love to be able to say, these are the 5. You can't say that yet. Maybe they know it on a dry erase board somewhere in the building, but I don't have it for you right now.
Mark, before we let you go, the wide receiver position, there's a lot of names and a lot of talent out there. Not everybody's going to be able to get on the field. Obviously, Christian Kirk will be there, Jaden Higgins will be there, and Nico Collins will be there. But what's the latest on Tank Dell and all the other wide receivers?
I think Dell will be on some kind of IR list, of course. He hasn't done anything, and it's going to be a long-term recovery for him. What you're looking at is Christian Kirk, Nico Collins. Nico's one of the best in the league. Kirk's going to catch a lot of balls for this team. I think Xavier Hutchinson is their number 3 right now. He's had a great camp. The rookies from Iowa State, they have 3 Cyclones because Hutchinson is one of them. Jalen Knoll and Jaden Higgins, they're on the team. So you got 5 right there. Now, do you keep Braxton Berrios as a punt returner, kick returner, whatever returner? Do you keep him as a 6 and then go from there? Do you keep 7? Last year they kept 7. They kept Steven Sims as a return man. I think they keep 6. I think Berrios probably has that spot, but we'll see. I mean, this Tuesday in the league is always full of surprises. These last 2-3 days where teams are making cuts, you've seen trades made, you've seen deals made. I think the receiver crew is good, but like I said, the top 2 are the proven guys over the long haul. They cannot get banged up for long periods of time until further notice because we don't know how good the rookies are going to be. A lot of promise shown, but you have to see it in a regular season context. You guys know that.
Mark, didn't Pierce have some returns last year?
Yeah, I like Pierce a lot as a kick returner, not a punt returner. Pierce as a kick returner bludgeons people. I mean, he's a hammer. So you definitely want to see him do that. He also can catch the ball. He's got good ball skills as a running back. So I like Pierce as a returner for sure. I think Berrios could be another guy back there with him because you never know where they're going to kick it. And Berrios can do some things with the ball. He's kind of quick. But I think Berrios as a punt returner would be my favorite right now, although Jalen Knoll, the rookie from Iowa State, could possibly have that. And maybe there's a surprise there also. So, I mean, this is what it's all about, right, guys? And you're probably doing it with the Longhorns right now with a lot of new faces every year in college football. Who's going to do what? And it's fun to play that game, and we won't know it till we see it.
That's right. You got to get on the field and make it happen, and you will definitely make it happen next weekend from L.A. as the Texans travel to the Rams. As always, Mark, we look forward to talking to you next week because it will be game week for the Texans. Be careful, my friend.
Let's go. Let's go. Go Longhorns, too.
That's right.
At the Horseshoe.
That's right. At the Horseshoe. When we come back, we'll have the world's strongest man giving you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Some good news on 130 northbound. The accident at FM 812 has been taken care of, but the left lane remains blocked off due to a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45, causing a 20-minute delay that starts from Howard Lane. There's also a stalled vehicle blocking out the express lane southbound on Mopac after Steck Avenue. I'm Jason Fostick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, Texas Longhorn fans, Hardball Hardge here, and I know you do anything for a win on game day and an ice cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot, parked on the couch, sitting at your lucky bar stool, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And the win isn't the same without the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Please enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Looking for top quality permanent fencing for your home or business? Look no further than Viking Fence. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence delivers craftsmanship you can trust. Whether you need wood, iron, or a custom solution, Viking has the perfect fence to fit your needs. What sets Viking Fence apart? They source the finest quality Western red cedar lumber direct from the mill, the most durable and attractive fence material available. Plus, they offer 3 grades of fence pickets to meet every budget. So whether you want Viking to install your fence or you're taking on the project yourself, call Viking Fence today. They pride themselves on excellent work, outstanding service, and an honest reputation. Call 512-601-8911 for a free estimate. That's 512-601-8911. Or visit VikingFence.com/radio. That's VikingFence.com/radio for your free estimate today. When you think fence, think Viking.
Craig Way here, voice of a local college football team, and for Dr. Greg Eckert with Advanced Dentistry, where I've been a patient of his for over a decade. You can experience a new level of dental care in Austin with Dr. Eckert. They provide general, cosmetic, and advanced restorative dentistry. Unlike a lot of dentists, they're open on Fridays. And get this, Dr. Eckert is giving away Zoom teeth whitening for free with every new patient that schedules. That's a $600 value. Give them a call today to set up an appointment. 512-345-3166. Dr. Eckert is spelled UECKERT. DrEckert.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, a few afternoon clouds for your Tuesday. Could see a stray shower or storm, a high in the upper 90s. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 75. Wednesday, partly cloudy, a high in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Football is back.
And the season lives on iHeartRadio.
Whether it's fantasy advice
Or venting with your favorite host over that blown call.
iHeartRadio brings you all of it.
From the official NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. To local stations that bring you the games live. Touchdown! This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
And search NFL
to dive in.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, covering the 40 acres.
That's what I do! That's what I do!
You heard the beat drop. You know who it is. WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man, D. Mark Henry, bringing you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hardge,
what's happening?
You know what time it is?
It's time for them people to get out of there that keep making all that noise.
It's time for the world's strongest man to give you the world's strongest take. And of course, that is an option. I'm down in the lobby today because they kicked me out of my room early. But my take today is about the Los Angeles Raiders. Are the Raiders an underrated team? And yes, they're in a division where they have to face a perennial pro and Super Bowl contender in the Chiefs. And you start looking at second, third place from that point. I really do think that Seattle is a team and the Rams are teams, and San Francisco, every team in the West is a threat to them. But they made some drastic improvements this season. They upgraded on their offensive line.
Hold on. The people in the West are who?
The teams that that's going to affect them the most are going to be the Chiefs
and the Broncos and the Chargers.
And the Broncos and the Chargers. I said the Rams.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
the Chargers.
And you said the 49ers, so I wanted to make sure we cleared that up.
Yeah. Anyway, getting where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm trying to help with
the team is upgraded when they signed Amari Cooper, who as of yesterday, and bringing in that offensive line together and having Brock Bowers, a guy that's a top 5 tight end in the league, and then you bring in Genty, who is going to be a top 5 running back in the league. Geno Smith, all he needed was pieces. He needed an assortment of weapons around him. They brought in the rookie wide receiver, 6'5", ran a 4.44 flat 40, and has been killing, has scored 5 touchdowns in the preseason. Like, not to mention they have another 6'5" wide receiver, Colin Johnson, former Longhorn, who is on that roster. And Brock being 6'6", and the feature of that offense, I think is going to be trouble for teams to cover all these big 6'5" guys. And then you bring in a polished veteran wide receiver like Amari Cooper, who they brought in Amari Cooper because they were thinking that they may have some time without Myers, which Myers had like 85 catches last year for over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. So they have an assortment of weapons. There's a lot of teams that wish that they had those. But the question is, will the defense be able to hold up? I mean, you got Max Crosby, you got all pro linebacker, and you brought in Adams to play safety and that kind of rover type of spot. But is that enough? What say you?
Well, it will be interesting to see because of the fact I'm a big fan of Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. He was somebody that was supposed to be the next guy up when you start to look at that team. You brought in Thomas Booker the fourth from Philadelphia on the trade. But the thing that I always look at, and this is something, I don't know, maybe it's just my craziness, when you're in the AFC West with all those quarterbacks that you just mentioned and who they are, you have to be able to defend those passing game. And I don't know if their secondary is up to snuff when you got to go up against a Patrick Mahomes, when you got to go up against a Justin Herbert.
Bo Nix. But Justin Herbert is going to have to prove it, Hardge.
Right. I'm with you on that. But that is why I continue to say that about when you look at these teams and how they are being developed. I agree with you. They've taken care of the offensive side of the ball. They've done some things with Pete Carroll. But you look at what the Chiefs are. They're going to be better to me because Rashee Rice is going to be back before he has to go get suspended. We'll see what happens there. The Broncos with Bo Nix has gotten a lot better. And we got to try to figure out what Justin Herbert is. To your point, he's got to prove it. And I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. But people still believe that they are the better team. So we'll see. I'm with you. I'm interested to see what the Raiders are going to do because that division, even though I said that the Chiefs is theirs to lose, the Chiefs have played a lot of football over the last 3.5, 4 seasons. And eventually, you know as well as I do, that check engine light been running hot.
There you go. There you go. So I take it as a no that you feel like that the Raiders are going to be drastically improved from last season.
I'm going to give you a no, but a partial no. It's like, if you do extra credit work, I might round it up. You know what I'm saying? If they go out there and do extra credit, I might round that grade up. I'm grading on the curve, Mark. I'm grading on the curve, brother.
Well, you kind of have to because they're not proven. And we same thing as the Cowboys. We always talk about, that defense last year not doing well. Hardge, there's a 450-pound defensive lineman that just got released from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that I feel like the Cowboys, with as horrible as the defensive tackles have played, they need to pick that guy up off waivers.
Well, first off, they ain't going to be able to pick him up. That is
nobody's going to be able to pick him up.
When we come back, we'll close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. We'll hear from a couple of players as they are locked in for Ohio State right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone.
Listen to Coach Sark's weekly press conference live every Monday at 11 a.m.
We got to go enjoy this journey. We need to be present and then ultimately finish the mission.
Hear Coach Sark recap the prior week's games and get you ready for the Horns' next opponent.
Culture beats talent. Culture is really strong. Culture and talent together is a pretty powerful force, and that's something that we've tried to create.
Every question, every answer, every Monday, right here on your home for the Longhorns. 1300 The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Some good news on 130 northbound. The accident at FM 812 has been taken care of, but the left lane remains blocked off due to a crash on I-35 northbound at Highway 45, causing a 20-minute delay that starts from Howard Lane. There's also a stalled vehicle blocking out the express lane southbound on Mopac after Steck Avenue. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
In 20628.
Electrical problems are a warning. Flickering lights, warm switches, bulbs burning out too soon all need attention. I trust Abacus licensed electricians. Their years of experience make an electrical problem no problem. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Texas weather can be brutal, so why settle for anything less than tough, reliable protection? Mueller delivers premium steel buildings and residential metal roofing built to handle year-round weather with lasting durability. Whether it's a barn, garage, or your forever home, trust Mueller to design your metal building project with style that stands out. Call Mueller Inc. today or visit MuellerInc.com. Design strong, designed for Texas.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online. Pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Law and Order Criminal Justice System is back. In Season 2, we're turning our focus to a threat that hides in plain sight.
There's been a bombing at the TWA terminal. Just a chaotic scene.
That's harder to predict and even harder to stop.
That's why terrorism works. It doesn't care who you are.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Law and Order Criminal Justice System, and start listening now.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back?
Tremfya guselkumab may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Famous Footwear has the latest styles from all my favorite brands like Nike, Adidas, Crocs, Converse, New Balance, Birkenstock, and more. And with over 830 stores, Famous Footwear is always nearby with fit experts to make sure my new shoes fit my feet and mom's budget. She says the prices are like really good, so you don't have to overspend to make it famous. Right now, buy 1 pair of shoes, get 1 half off at your local Famous Footwear store. Some exclusions apply.
It's the Craig Way Show with the voice of the Longhorns, Craig Way. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
If you missed any part of the show, get over to our podcast page and type in The Morning Kickoff wherever you get your podcast. Also, you can click on there. Make sure you tune in today, 2 o'clock, 2 to 5 p.m. You can listen to the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, as he and Cam Parker break it down like no other. In case you missed the news, Third and Longhorn is going to be a part of the lineup for post-game action. That's right. After the game, immediate reaction, you'll get a chance to obviously listen to Craig Way, but you also have access to Third and Longhorn's post-game immediate reactions. Speaking of post-game, speaking of the game, a lot of activity happening yesterday from the Texas Longhorn football team. We'll hear more from Coach Sark tomorrow, but we'll also hear from the players. But right now, Coach Sark was asked about using last year's game, the loss, as motivation.
That was last year's team, different people, different personnel. You use it when you need it. I didn't major in it, but I used it when I needed it. When I felt like, man, we're getting a little complacent. Training camp's getting a little mundane. I always had that in my back pocket, but it's a different team, different leaders. They've got a different team. Everybody's, it's very different. At the end of the day, that stung walking out of the Cotton Bowl, last year. But at the end of the day, this is a new challenge, new journey, new mission that we're on. And so that's kind of been our focus.
Not only has it been their focus, he was also asked, how do you prep for Ohio State's new schemes, new coordinator, and just getting into the mindset?
The scheme portion of it is, what are you calling it? How are you designing it? What are you blocking it versus the personnel, the player is, how's that person going to make it more difficult or maybe less difficult for you, depending on the strengths and weaknesses of the player. My humble opinion is they're not going to change. Why would you change? They had the number 1 defense, in the conference, a great run in the playoffs. They had a really good offense last year. Coach Day's fingerprints are all over that. They kept the entire defensive staff outside of the defensive play caller. So, it's kind of like, they're going to evolve just like we evolve every year. But I think the premise of who they are in all 3 phases is going to remain really consistent.
I've always been a part of that conversation as well, to where it's like, okay, what are you using from last year to motivate them? But then he also always comes back with, it's a different team. It's a different mindset. The journey is still the journey, and you still want to get to the promised land, but there is a process. You got different personality. He said he really loves this team because of the energy that they bring. It's the quiet confidence that they have, but some of those aren't a quiet confidence, because my guy, Colin Simmons, who I've said over and over again, He is a real one. He is going to tell you exactly how he feels about certain things. And, well, he's just glad that Ohio State has a quarterback.
Honestly, I'm just excited that they chose a quarterback, It's really nothing major behind it, I'll say. It's no target for him or nothing like that. I'm just glad that they have a quarterback that I'm ready to sack.
And he, Marcus, play that again. Play that one more time for me, because of the fact that people are trying to make it seem like he is a little too out there. But here's the deal. I saw somebody post this. It's when you try to media train somebody and he tries his best, but he's got to tell you exactly what's on his heart. And I have no problem with it.
Honestly, I'm just excited that they chose a quarterback, It's really nothing major behind it, I'll say. It's no target for him or nothing like that. I'm just glad that they have a quarterback that I'm ready to sack. Why number one? Because I'm the one.
There it is. I'm number one because I'm the one. Because he has that mindset. There is nobody, and I mean this sincerely, and Coach Sark talked about this, about the offensive line and what their challenges are. So when Trevor Gooseby was dealing with the injury, they had to move somebody else out there. And that somebody else had to go up against Colin Simmons every single day. You look at this Texas offensive line and the question mark, which is them, because they haven't had an opportunity to play together at a high level so far. But they are going up against what I believe will be the best college football defense this season. And I'm not being hyperbolic about it. I'm being 100% real when I say this, and I'm saying it with my chest. I believe that this Texas defense has an opportunity to be one of the best that we've seen at this university in quite some time. And let's not get it twisted. There has been a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball for the University of Texas. They have put up some really good numbers. But I think that this team has the chance to be special on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, everybody wants to talk about Arch, and rightfully so. Don't see no reason for us not to talk about that young man. He's excited. We'll hear from Arch tomorrow as well. But let me just tell you this. When you think about this defense, you need to understand that these guys are not afraid of anything. They have a quiet confidence about them. They believe that they are the ones to get it done. And I'm not here to say that they're not. So I'm excited to see this. I'm also excited about the fact that Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports has been denied access into the stadium per report. But it was Yahoo Sports that said it was Fox's decision not to have Portnoy on the Big Noon Kickoff desk, which is going to be on the field. So it wasn't Ohio State. It was all about Fox's decision. Because, again, you can't bring somebody in there that is absolutely bashing Ohio State and have him on the field where he is probably going to get some stuff thrown at him, number one. But number two, he's been talking so bad about Ohio State the entire time and disrespecting the head coach of Ohio State. Yes, us as media, I understand freedom of speech, but there are consequences with your freedom of speech. Somebody got to pay for that. I want to thank our guy, Joe Cook of Inside Texas. I want to thank Nick Shuley and Mark Harris coming in to talk to us about the partnership that we now have with you-know-who, Third and Longhorn. And, of course, I want to thank Mark Vandermeer for joining us as well. I want to thank Mark Henry. I want to thank Marcus. And I want to thank you, the people, as always. And I said Mark Harris. I meant Mark Higgins. Sorry. I want to thank you, the people, for tuning in to the morning kickoff. We'll be better tomorrow as we get closer and closer to kickoff. We'll be 3 days away right here on the morning kickoff. Don't believe everything you see because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. NFL fans, week 1 is your shot to play for free and stack $1 million cash back with DraftKings Pick 6, an official partner of the NFL. Here's how. Download DraftKings Pick 6 app. DraftKings is the easiest way to play fantasy. Enter for free and pick more or less on 6 players' stats for week 1. Share the link with your friends and add more cash to the bag and get bonus shots to win. Hit all 6, you'll be splitting a bag that's already $1 million or more. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Use the code SPOTLIGHT to opt in